I think we are live on everything, including Instagram. So, welcome everyone. I'm so excited to be here. Welcome to the Massage Boss Show, where we will discuss all things business and massage therapy to help you run and grow a successful massage business with ease, hopefully. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff so that you don't miss future live events like this, because I do these every single month and maybe even bonus sessions every now and then. If you don't know me, I'm Julie Campbell. I'm a former massage therapist and massage business owner turned digital marketer and massage business coach. I love massage therapists, and my passion is helping massage therapists succeed without doing all the struggle, because I definitely had to do that and I know how hard it can be. I love helping massage therapists by doing these monthly chats with experts from our community, and I will introduce our resident expert today very shortly. So you can welcome Journey Stokes. She's a massage therapist and business strategist and massage business coach, just like me. And she is here to give her best tips on simple and sustainable marketing for your massage business. I found Journey on Instagram because of her awesome content all about how to grow your massage business with effective messaging and so many other great topics. So if you do not follow her on Instagram, you must do it today. And I will share her handle in the chat, but I think it's there on the front of her video as well. So go look for her and follow her, because you will be missing out if you don't. A little housekeeping before I hand it over to Journey to introduce herself. Please feel free to pop all of your questions into the chat. We love questions. We want to answer them. We may or may not answer them as we go along. We may save some of them till the end. We'll just see where the topics are at the time so we don't get derailed. But stick around if you've asked a question and we haven't answered it yet. We will definitely do so at the end of the call, if not before. The other thing I want to say is there's no dumb questions, okay? I know it can feel scary to ask business questions, and I just want you to feel free and safe to ask all of your questions here, because we love answering them, and we've probably been through whatever situation you're in before. So this is your time. Take advantage of this moment and ask us all your burning marketing and business questions. The other thing I want to say is I will share links to connect with both myself and Journey at the end of the chat. I will post them in the comments, and they will also be linked in the description of the YouTube video. So if you're looking to connect with one of us or just learn more about us, please do so. You can always pop into our DMs and say hi. We love connecting with other massage therapists, so don't be shy. Shout out, reach out to us. We're here for you. And with that, I will go ahead and let Journey introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. So I'm Journey Stokes. I am a massage therapist. I've been doing massage therapy for 14 years now. In 2021, I went into the background to say that I want to with social media management, and then it evolved into me helping people go beyond and help them within their business structure, because I saw there was so many different moving parts and things that was needed. So I evolved as I seen that there was missing pieces with massage therapists within their business. So I've been doing this for a little while now. I love it, helping people connect with their ideal client to grow their business and to debunk all of the things that you may be telling yourself as it relates to how you can show up on social media. There's no one strategy fits all. It's really all about like how you want to show up online and the person that you want to reach. And so I just have so much fun helping people like curate that and bring it to fruition in terms of how you market online. So that's me in a nutshell.
I love it. I love it so much. We need all of the people like you in our community. It is so important, and there's a big lack of business education in our realm, as you know, as we all know. So thank you so much for the work that you do.
Oh, thank you.
So today we are talking about simple and sustainable marketing for massage therapists. We're going to really focus in on how to attract your ideal client, which I see Journey as a major expert in. And a little note, my 3-year-old grandson will probably be popping in on us at some point. So if you like children, you're in for a bonus today because he might be
All
doing that. Yes, our little other business expert. So just know if he pops in, don't worry. Now you know. Okay, Journey. A lot of massage therapists have mentioned that they don't feel comfortable narrowing down their marketing focus to a single ideal client because they're afraid of alienating other people who might benefit from their work. What are your thoughts on this?
That's a good question. This is like a huge thing that I run across when I'm helping massage therapists, because we can be very multifaceted when it comes down to how we help the general public. Like, there's so many different modalities it is that we could utilize, in so many different ways that we can go about helping people, that we see that there's confidence within us that to say, like, if I say that I'm only going to help people with pain management, then I can't help people with relaxation or just a general couples massage or treating themselves. And that's not true. The thing that I help people to like narrow down with is saying that what is the problem that you help people to solve, and this will help you to hone in on the person that you really love to work with, because by default you're going to continue to attract all those other people that you don't want to alienate. So like, and when you're trying to like talk to everybody in your messaging, it also makes things like so confusing, because you are in your heart wanting to reach people who are aligned. Let's say that you specialize in excuse me, pain management. Like, in your heart you want to speak to those people, but on the outer world, like, you're just like, oh, I have to talk to this, I have to talk to this. Then you start to confuse people who are consuming your content. And truth of the matter is, if we just talk to the people who have the headaches, who have the back pain, who have the stress that is associated with it, then you will start to see that other people resonate with that, and you will call in the people in which you really love to work with.
That makes so much sense. And I love that word resonate, because I think we've probably all experienced some type of marketing messaging that really resonated with us. And we were like, yes, this is where I belong. This is for me. They're speaking to me. They understand me. And I want to go there. Right.
Yeah. And it's like, that's the thing. It's just like, soon as people see that you are speaking their language, it makes it so much more easier for them to choose you. Whereas like, confused in the consuming of like, do you help me, because you're speaking to like 5-10 different people for the sake of staying multifaceted and not wanting to narrow down.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I was having an interesting conversation with the community group. So I started doing some monthly community calls, just open forum, let's talk shop. And one of the things that came up that I thought was really interesting was a massage therapist had gone to another place and she had gotten a massage, and she's like, it just wasn't what I was looking for. And she said that she, from the client's eye, which maybe she hadn't had for a while, she was searching online and she just had a hard time finding, what am I going to get from this? Like, what's the session going to be like? Because there's so much general information about just modalities or, general massage stuff that's like on every massage therapist website or Google listing. And she's like, I wish that it was easier as a client side to be able to say like, oh yeah, this is the massage that I'm looking for. This is the results that I'm going to get, or whatever the case may be. So it sounds like you're going in that direction as far as why we would utilize more of a niche messaging, more of a problem solving type language.
Absolutely. And I've actually had clients give me that same feedback in a sense. It's just like, as soon as I stop doing the general approach, I like how you said that, and really refine that I help people with pain management, I kept getting a lot of feedback from people saying that, well, I've been going to physical therapy, I've been doing this, and like, your content or your website really spoke to the things that I'm going through. And that's what I want more people to understand. It's just like, it cuts out all of the noise and it makes the customer's journey a lot more simpler for them to say that I found my person, when you got a lot more clear in how you help who you really want to help.
Makes so much sense.
Yeah.
So much sense to me. And if it's not making sense to you guys, please feel free to pop in questions or play devil's advocate even. We're open to it. We're willing.
I like to say, because when you had said the general thing, one last point to this. I tell people all the time that you can have a conversation with somebody in the grocery store, somebody that's sitting next to you in yoga, and you can tell them about what you do and it will click, right? But in
Right.
the online space, it's like you don't have to necessarily have an ideal client in public when you're out and about. But in the online space, it translates differently. And so refining who you want to work with matters because they are searching for you, whereas you'll be literally talking to the person next to you in person. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. And the other thing about online marketing is like people don't realize sometimes you really have like a snap of your fingers to capture someone's attention. If
Mm-hmm.
you look at statistics, and I don't know how many people here use like Google Analytics and things like that to see how long does someone spend on a page that you have, it's like 3 to 5 seconds.
Yeah.
If that, it gets lower every single day. So you really have to get to the point right away in your marketing in order to capture people's attention, which is another good reason to have that messaging that's just like, yes, I'm in the right place. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, it takes the stress off of the client. Oh my gosh, where you been all my life? That's what you're.
Yes, I found it. I found it. Oh, yes. Actually, the person just commented that, brought that up in our chat. And thank you so much. I've been thinking a lot about that, Bianca, that of what you mentioned and brought up there. It was a very poignant conversation, and I appreciate it. So yeah, thanks for being here. Okay, so just to recap that a little bit,
Yeah.
as far as why you should choose an ideal client, it makes marketing easier. It reduces your time, energy, resources, and all the things that you're doing in marketing, and it helps clients have an easier experience as far as should they book with you, are you the right person for them? What are they going to experience while they're there? All of that good stuff. Did I miss anything as far as the recap of that part?
That's the nail on the head. It collapses the time it takes for a client to land into your clinic, treatment room, whatever you call it. That's
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
With that being said, so the choosing your ideal client, that's super important. Understanding the problems you're solving for them, pulling all of that into your marketing messaging. How do massage therapists actually choose their ideal client? And I'll give you a little side story on that. In the beginning of opening my massage business many years ago, this was one of the hardest concepts for me. And now I look back and I'm like, yeah, I get it now. But in the beginning, when I was just trying to figure all the business stuff out, I kept taking business class. I had business mentors, all that kind of stuff. And everyone was saying this. And I was like, I had like a block or something. I could not figure out what the heck they were talking about or how to actually go about choosing an ideal client. How do you recommend that massage therapists start getting there?
I would say it's easier for you to discover who your ideal client is if you have worked for someone than if you went straight to working for yourself. But either way, the best way to scale it is to get people on your table and to really start to see who lights you up in terms of like you being able to feel confident in your work. So like I've worked with people who had more of an extreme case like runner's knee, and I felt like I was going through imposter syndrome. Like I was like, can I do this? Like I don't know. Like if I have to question and doubt myself, that's probably not my ideal client, you know?
Yeah.
If I'm working with somebody and they say, oh, I got this going on like in my neck and shoulders and stuff like that, I'll be like, okay, cool. Let's do this because I'm confident that I can help you. It feels easy or like a subtle challenge. And I think that that's a good way to start. And then you kind of go with like, okay, like, are they a respectable person? Do they pay on time? All that type of stuff, that's how you branch out in terms of like their characteristics. But you never want to feel as if you are like down here. Like we have to be very confident in how we're working with people.
Yeah.
And I know that a lot of times when I'm talking to people about nailing who their ideal client is, the question comes up of like, well, what if I can't get them results? And like, what if? And it's like, no, you know that you can get your ideal client results. And so you never will have to question that. So that's a good place to start. And then you'll start to be able to branch out and see that I may have 2 or 3 different ideal clients.
I love that. There's so many pieces in there that I just want to be like, okay, let's dive in here. Let's dive in there. So the first thing I just want to talk about a little bit more is like your ideal client doesn't have to be your forever ideal client. It sounded to me like you were saying that. Like you could have an ideal client to begin with early in your years of building your practice, and then maybe that actually changes or branches out later.
Absolutely. I feel like I've had at least 3. I knew early on that I wanted to help people who was going through like chronic pain and injuries, because those were the people who was lighting me up. Right. It was just like when people will say, oh, I just want to relax massage, no focus points. I was like, nothing, like nothing's bothering you. You
Right.
know, it would bore me. Right. So it didn't make me feel like I this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. So when people came in with something for me to work on, I was like, yeah, let's do this, you know? So that was the thing. And then over time, it was more so after the pandemic, a lot of people came to me and said that they've been dealing with stress and anxiety. Like I never heard anxiety that much until like one. So I pivoted, and then I had another ideal client, and now I'm evolving again to work with business owners. So like you will evolve, and so will your ideal client over time.
That is so helpful, I think, for massage therapists to understand, because I do think that that can be a bit of a block, you know, is that you feel like you're locking yourself into something forever. And then, like you said in the beginning, it's just like no one else is going to work, you know, want to work with you or feel like they can work with you. Yes, I feel like that frees you up a little bit to just experiment, you know, and have fun with it. If you go down one path, it's not working for you, it's not lighting you up, like you said, then you can choose a different path, and that's okay, you know? So once you sort of know how to do niche marketing, you know how to do it, and it's going to be easier for you.
Yeah. But that's what I wanted to go with. It was just like, it's still going to be the foundation to whoever it is that you want to work with, like really knowing who you want to call in, because if it becomes that you just want to do relaxation, to you want to do sports therapy, you still have to understand the people so you can start to speak to them and call them in. So it's still the foundation work that's needed, no matter how many times you evolve.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. And I guess that I might be getting a little tiny bit off topic on this one, but I feel like that brings it all back to just think about how much easier your marketing is if you really know who you're speaking to. Like you don't have to come up with 100 different messages or a general message that really resonates with everyone. You know what type of imagery you should use. You sort of know like what your service offering should be and your pricing and that kind of stuff. So if you really can get clear on that, it makes all the other pieces be like way less stressful for yourself and way more streamlined. Yeah. Yeah.
Just follow.
What else I want to dive into there? I think you're the light you up piece. Sometimes I think I feel like in the beginning, when you're just starting your business, you remember that that's what this business is about. It's supposed to bring you joy. It's supposed to light you up. You're supposed to be doing what you love. But as you get into it, and it's like more of your job, you know, you forget sometimes that that's the goal, that this actually fulfills your soul. It fulfills your happiness. You know, it brings you joy. I feel like that's such an important piece that you're talking about, is if you're feeling drained by your clients, doesn't mean the clients are bad. It just means they're not right for you. And that information should be telling you something.
Yeah. And some clients just are bad.
Maybe so. Yes. Maybe there are some clients that just aren't good for any of us, but
yeah, that's so true. I remember one time I was working for this spa. It was kind of like that stepping stone for me, because I was in the franchise for a little while, and then they hired me. I was like, really? I'm working for one of the best places in the area? Like, what? And so like the therapists there were they were so amazing. And I noticed that like they had like a really good clientele, and I was like, I want to work with this person, you know, like they seem like they're such a amazing client. Until one of the therapists needed to take a day off and I worked with them, I was like, this is not my ideal client. This is their ideal client. You know, I see they are amazing for that person because they was difficult for me to work on, not in the sense of like being disrespectful or anything like that. It was just, I just felt as if like what they needed for me as a therapist, I would have to work extremely hard to provide that. And I love to just have a flowy session. Like I just want to enjoy it just as much as they do. And I did not feel that. And so that was like a humbling message to me to like stay in your lane and like really just allow yourself to find your people. You
Yeah.
know, it's like it's so easy to compare yourself to say that, oh, they got it good and stuff like that. But until you be in their shoes, it's just like, no, yeah, that's too much. You do the damn thing. Because
Yes. Oh my gosh.
yeah.
That's like my favorite thing that you've said so far, because that, especially with social media, it
Mm-hmm.
is so easy to get caught up in, you know, what the Joneses are doing. Like you need to be doing this, or you need to be great at deep tissue. I feel like that's a big one.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to be able to do deep tissue. And we could get into a whole debate about deep tissue. We won't do that. But
Yeah.
the point being, it's like you need to be, you know, whatever the case may be that the other person is doing. And I feel like we should unchain ourselves from that ball, you know, and put
Absolutely.
ourselves free from it. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and just honing in on who you want to work with is the starting point of that, because you will see that looking at other people and how they're trying to market their business and who they're calling in might not be who you really want to work with, you know. And you can even start with the deep tissue, because I wouldn't consider myself a deep tissue person. Like I know how to do it, I know like the meaning of it, but the client is going to think deep tissue is different from what we convey it to be. And so I don't want to call in 10 people who want me to like, you know, the entire time. Like I just, no,
Right.
I'm a therapist and I want to stay in my lane, you know?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I hope that makes some of you guys feel relieved out there. You do not have to be the person who is right for everyone. And if you get someone who is on your table who's like asking for something that you really don't feel comfortable giving or don't enjoy giving, it's okay to say to yourself, I'm not the right therapist for this client, and this client's not right for me, and refer them elsewhere.
Absolutely.
I know that abundance mindset can be hard to keep, you know, in your spirit day to day when you're trying to get clients. But I promise you, if you do stay in that lane, you will get clients who are right for you. Which I think leads us into a question that is maybe a little bit off of what we had planned.
Okay.
Dan asked, why do you think some massage therapists are consistently successful and others are not? So I feel like that coincides with what we're talking about. Yeah.
Okay. I would say it starts with mindset, because those who really are crushing it, like they are willing to take risks, overcome obstacles and challenges, and to learn more than just the modalities. They are willing to learn and understand about the back end things like marketing, the admin stuff, and you know all the things that's not seen on the front end or been highly talked about. It comes down to like having the mindset to say to grow, and also to be doing the work. Because what I found in terms of those who struggle or who don't last that long is their willingness to keep going. You know what I mean?
Right.
Be all in. That's really the difference in which I find.
Like being persistent in spite of
Yeah.
obstacles or slow times or things like that. Is that kind of what you mean?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's always going to be things that's going on in life that we are up against. And usually those who are crushing it are willing to deal with the obstacles in their real life as much as the obstacles in their business. So if we got, I guess, marital problems, financial problems going on in our real life, and we have slow seasons and difficult clients in our business life, they're willing to push past all of those hurdles and figure it out. It's a figure it out type of mentality.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Thank you for answering that. And Dan, let us know if that didn't quite cover it. We're happy to dive back in there if you're having more specific questions as well. Okay, so we talked about how to identify your clients for who your perfect fit clients are. Do you have any tips on how to use like market research to help define your ideal client?
Yeah, I have a couple of fun ways that I like to encourage people to start to understand, like, where your ideal client is at the moment in time. So I have like three, if that's okay to kind
Yeah.
of first, because this was what came to my mind, is to really listen to your clients when they are in the treatment room with you, because they are telling you in that moment what they're going through. They're telling you why they're there. They're telling you what they want. And if you can start to pay attention to those things and infuse that into marketing, it makes it so much more easier. So I always tell people that the consultation is actually where your ideal client is telling you who they are, because they are telling you, like, well, I'm here because I have neck and shoulder pain. It's been keeping me up all night. I can't play ball with my kids. I'm having a hard time sleeping. They're telling you all of their problems, right? And they're telling you what they want. Well, I just want to feel relaxed. I would like to be able to focus. That's where you get all of that juicy information that you can start to translate into your marketing to speak directly to them. And if you don't have a clientele at the moment in time, then I tell people that you can always go to like Amazon and look up books that covers the thing that you offer. So if you do stress management, pain management, or just general relaxation, you can find books that cover that topic and see what the people are leaving in the reviews and start to infuse their language into your marketing that way. Because they're saying, oh, I love the book. It really helped me to stretch and now I can sleep. You know, they're telling you like how the book has been more transformative to them. And so you can start to get an idea of like where they're at and how you are going to bridge the gap to help them out. And then the last one is to also look at bigger creators. So there's always going to be a massage therapist with a bigger following and stuff like that, right? Or whatever it is that you do in the holistic industry, and look at what the people are leaving in the comment section. Like, what questions are they asking this massage therapist? So sometimes they'll ask, well, how often should I get a massage? Or that's exactly where my pain is at. Like, what type of massage should I book? Like, they start to ask those type of questions, and you can start to answer that in your content, and just have an open mind of like where your person is at. Yeah. Your content is the introduction to meet them where they're at all times. So if you start talking to that based off of the things that you learn throughout market research, you will be putting your business and your service right in front of them.
I love those tips so freaking much.
Yeah.
Those are so practical. And the Amazon one, like that is brilliant. Yeah, that's so smart. Also, yeah, big missed opportunity a lot of times in what your clients are actually saying to you. I often, if I'm working with someone in coaching, and maybe you do this too, when they're not sure, I'll go through and read all their reviews.
Yeah.
And try to gather from there what clients are saying about them, which I think is another good place, but similar, you know, it's like, what are clients actually telling you? Because they are telling you a lot of really important information, including using all those things, like you said, in your marketing. Like, you could do a post about how often should I get a massage, or, you know, what is a crick in the neck, you know, when you wake up with that, or like, should I get a massage when I'm sick? And those can also be blog posts, and, you know, so many different things. So I think that is such a great tip. Thank you for that.
Those are the real questions that they're asking themselves when you think about it. Because like how we say, like, there's a lot of general posts that goes out, which is understood, especially in the beginning or if you are learning. But the real questions that your people are asking are the things that is said in the treatment room and in those review posts. Yeah.
So smart. So smart.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so you've given us so many great tips so far. I'm wondering if you can talk a little more to tell massage therapists how they reach their ideal client and also how to book once they do start reaching their ideal client.
Okay. Wait, when you say how to book, what do you mean?
How to get them to book. Sorry.
Oh, how to finance the book. Okay.
Missed some
So
words there in my sentence.
you're good. You're good. Like you said, there's no dumb questions. I've had to be like, okay. So I like to start people with like, think about where your client is at, right? Based off of the things that they have said in the treatment room. So if they're sharing that they're in like tension or having pain, we want to encourage them to take that next step within our content. So I like to just keep it simple to start, and you can play with this so many different ways, but it kind of goes like, if you are ready to stop X and start Y, this post is for you. This is how massage can help. So it kind of go like, if you're ready to stop feeling that stress on your neck and shoulders and start to feel more relaxed, then this is how I can help with massage. It kind of goes like that because you want to encourage them to get out of the issue that they're in and to take the next step, and they understand that massage is going to be that solution, because people are not buying the service, right? They are buying the solution. So if you speak on how you're going to make that change in their life, then they are more willing to say, I'm going to take this step forward, and so it kind of goes like that.
I love that. I don't know. I'm going to just keep saying that over and over again. I love everything you're saying. What an easy template. I hope you guys took notes, and don't worry, this is being recorded. So you can go back and, watch it again and write it down. But that's such an easy template to use for your post. I love it. And
it can be reversed as well, because I say if you're ready to stop. So you can say if you're ready to start taking care of that tension that's in your neck and shoulders, so you can stop feeling pain, here's how I can help.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so I think this might be my last question, and then we'll take some questions from the people who are joined. So if you want to have some questions, if you guys have some burning questions going on, go ahead and start popping those in the chat, and we'll answer them in just a minute. And yeah, I'm so glad you're taking notes. Definitely, you can come back and rewatch this anytime you want. So if you are, sorry, forgot my train of thought. I was going to ask you about the persona map. So you and I had talked a little bit about this before, and maybe afterwards we can share an example, a link example or something like that, so people can actually see like the customer persona and the journey map and all that kind of stuff if you're not familiar with that. But I would love to know a little bit about how you use that, or if you use it, and how you would recommend massage therapists to use something like that as a tool.
Yeah. So if you don't know what the ideal client persona map is, it goes where you are looking at where the type of client it is that you want to work with in terms of their age, their finances, and things of that nature. And then we go deep into the problems it is that they're experiencing. So most times it starts with like they're 35 to 55. They make anywhere between $50,000 to $100,000 a year. They probably live in a certain neighborhood. They have 2 kids. They like massage, some of their hobbies, things of that nature. It gives you an open mind of the person that you feel like you're going to be most connected with, and the person who will have the disposable income or the budget to work with you. It's a good way to nail it down in terms of that. But what I don't want people to do is just stick there, because those are more of the demographics of your person. So what we have been talking about for most of this call here is the psychographics, because people are going to take action to book or buy with you because of an emotional connection that they have with your content, right? So I have a resource that will be linked, so that way you can answer some of the prime questions that is needed, so you can have clarity of who your ideal client is. So again, the demographics map is more surface level, if you would. And so some of the questions that I ask is just like, what are your clients feeling at the moment in time? Like, how are they processing this issue? So if they got tension going on in their shoulders, how is that making them feel? What is it interfering with? What can they do or what can't they do because of the situation? Where are they looking to get temporary relief? Like, are they doing body creams, or are they doing tennis ball, or are they doing anything? So like, this will allow you to be able to go deep and have full clarity of who your person is by way of going through this ideal client map.
That's great. Yes, which I think is a very underutilized tool in our community. It's not something we necessarily get introduced to in any early on business classes, especially not in massage school, most likely, unless you had a really great massage business teacher.
Yeah.
And I definitely have to say that diving that deep on your customer persona can really help you kind of get clear on how to create content that does relate to them, because I do think that can be harder for massage therapists, is that content creation piece. You're like,
Yeah.
you know,
Out of like what to say. It takes
yes,
out when you answer the questions and you say, oh, okay, well, they're feeling stressed, they're feeling frustrated, they're feeling overwhelmed. So now you can start to speak to that, or they have
right,
a hard time sleeping at night, they can't go run a mile. You know, when you start to see and really connect with those things, it comes beyond of just saying, come in and treat yourself. No, it's like,
right,
would you like to be able to really get in the gym without pain? You know, you change your,
yes.
when you go through the map and answer the questions about like where they at, what they're feeling, what they're going through, and those struggles.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, definitely. And I think, something I always say, which I'm sure you also are aligned with, which is like, you're really not selling massage therapy. And I know we hate the word sales in our community. But sales, in my mind, I'll just tell you my thought on it, is not sales is not sales like you think about it, like a car salesman. It's like
Yeah.
communication. You're just, and actually, I think you, Laura, like, and you had talked about this in your last video. So you guys should go watch that too. It's on Journey's Instagram. But anyway, it's like sales is just communication. You think about it as you have something amazing to offer people and they can't take advantage of it if they don't know about it. And the thing that they need to know is the transformation that it creates in their lives, right? It's not really about your modality. It's not about so many things that we tend to focus on in our massage marketing. It's really about what is the problem you're trying to solve for those clients and what transformation are you creating in their lives? Is it that they're aging, their body's starting to do things that are unfamiliar, that they don't like, and they need help kind of staying healthy as they age? Like, what is the greater goal that they have that you can kind of align with and get that emotional connection? What do you
Absolutely.
think about
But
that?
what we have to understand is that our service is bridging the gap
Yeah.
to where they're trying to go. So they're over here dealing with headaches, dealing with shoulder pain, and they want to do something about it. Like when you're talking about something extreme like that, they don't want to feel that.
Yeah.
So almost like it's a disservice if we don't bridge that gap and to say, hey,
Yeah.
house massage can help, and I would love to be able to show you how we're going to make a difference in your life, so that we
Right.
can go on the other side of that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all it is. We're just initiating the conversation and extending a very fun invitation to say, hey, come in, let's
Yeah.
work. Yeah.
Yeah. Such a great point. I love it. Um, okay, I'm going to go and see if there are any questions in a second. But I thought one way that we could just sort of wrap up our conversation is if you were going to give massage therapists who are watching this one piece of advice for how to get more clients today. Only one. I know that's hard. But what would be like your top recommendation that they do today?
Have a conversation with someone on a daily or a weekly basis and inform them what you do. You don't have to sell. You don't have to invite. Just mention what you do and how you help people. Have more conversations with people, because a lot of times people will initiate, oh, so where are you at? Where are you located? Like,
Yeah.
have conversations about who you are and what you do, because you are the brand. And
Right.
you know, like we need to be letting more people know that we are open for more business until we to the point where we have a wait list or we no longer working. So we need to have
Right.
every day.
100%. Yes, that's such great advice and so practical. I feel like everything you've given us today is so doable, so practical, really easy takeaways that maybe just get lost as we sort of overthink like how we need to be CEOs and business and are on
Yeah.
the hustle. You know, it's really nice to have some practical tips that you can just go apply. So I hope you guys got a lot of value out of that. I would love to take some questions. I don't see too many in the chat, so maybe you guys are just getting everything you need right now. We'll hang for just a second. I'm gonna see. I see one here, so I'm gonna go ahead and ask that one of Journey. But if you have others, take this opportunity to ask them. And if for some reason you don't think of them now and they come up later, please do feel free to reach out to us later. Either one of us, we're so happy to answer questions, get in our DMs, you know, whatever the case may be. So, for someone who's currently a busy solo practitioner and doesn't do digital social media marketing, what's the advantage in the long run for their career to start? To do, I assume to do like digital marketing and social media marketing.
Where would be a good place to start?
I think what's the advantage? Like if I'm gonna try to translate your question, but let me know if I don't get it right. So I'm assuming what Dan's asking is if someone's already pretty busy, but they don't do like digital marketing or social media marketing now, should they start? And what would be the reason that they should start if they're already busy?
I would say that starting would be a choice. And if you choose to, at this point, it will be more so to have a brand presence to showcase that you are still taking clients in. A lot of times when I've worked with people who are well established, like they already are busy, but they just want to maintain having a social media presence that resonates with their mission. So they know that their social media content could be a lot more refined. And so that's what they want to do. Like, it's not that they're in a need for clientele or anything like that. All of that stuff is done on the back end. They're doing pretty well in terms of the numbers. It's just that when they are introduced to new potential clients or people finding them, they want to have a curated feed that speaks to what their mission is about.
Yeah, which is much easier to do if you're doing it over time versus all of a sudden you realize you need and want that and you're like,
yeah,
now I have to do it now. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing I'll say is that also lends itself to is I've had quite a few people recently that I've spoken to who previously, like I would say maybe pre-COVID, had their longtime massage therapist. They were successful for the longest time and they only did word of mouth marketing. They never did any marketing beyond that and it worked fine for them. Now things are changing, right? Like the world has changed quite a bit. The way people get information, find people has changed quite a bit. And they're finding that oh, maybe a bunch of clients got sick and haven't been coming in or moved away or something happened. And now those clients that they had for a long time dropped off and they're having a hard time relying on that old way of marketing.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's also something maybe for people to think about is like, you never really know?
Yeah. I tell everybody to do not put all of your eggs into one basket. Like having an idea of who you want to work with, you can have different ways to build relationships with other practitioners, maybe doctors, depending on like if you're doing more like pain management like I did or do. I'm trying to, okay. But it allows you to be able to make connections with people who are aligned all across the board. So like your social media presence will showcase that you specialize in stress management, pain management, relaxation. And so you will call in other practitioners who see that you will be a good fit to partner with. And you will also call in your ideal client. So your social media presence is not really just for you to get new clients. It's also helpful for you to build relationships and collaborate like how you and I,
right.
it really just kind of works like that. But not putting all your eggs into one basket allows you to be able to say that, okay, if social media is running slow, I still have partnerships, I still have potential practitioners that I could network with, and then vice versa, you know, because it's always going to be that time where things just slow down. That's just a part of the business. But having range really
Yeah.
helps. So I start all my clients with, like, when you are choosing your marketing strategy, because I do specialize in teaching you social media management, social media marketing, I want you to still be able to say that if Instagram shut down today, I can still go out and get new clients. So I say you should have at least one online way of marketing, and at least one way of offline marketing that you go to, you know, because there's so many different ways that you can market, but it still should be options.
I think that is extremely wise advice, because just as we've seen, any channel can go become popular or unpopular, go away, you know, whatever the case may be, stop working effectively. So yeah, such good advice. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Okay, next question.
Cool.
My partner and I just opened back in May in 2024. What's your opinion on hiring someone to take care of marketing for us?
You want the person that you hire to be aligned with your mission. A lot of times when I am hired to be a social media manager, I am fixing something that the last person did, and it's because they was not aligned with what the business wanted. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like, I'm just going to do my own thing and stuff like that. Whereas, like, me personally, I like to see, like, what is your goals? What is your mission? Let's refine who your ideal client is, and, like, let's curate a brand that's going to resonate with them, and everything feels aligned. I think everything should be authentic. So when you're trying to find someone, you just want to make sure that they're willing to be more like it's more of a partnership than it is like they're the expert, because they are the expert at what they do. But, like, it needs to be that it feels like it's a team effort.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Mm-hmm.
As someone who has hired people to help them with marketing in the past, I cannot underline what you've said enough, because I've definitely had in my brain previously that, you know, you can sort of just be like, here you go, and they're going to be able to do everything. But in reality, you really know your business and your clients the way that you do. And so you really have to partner with that person and make sure they really get your messaging and they understand what to say, what not to say, you know, all of that kind of stuff. So but it can be a really helpful way to have things taken off your plate if you do find that right partnership. Yeah.
For sure. Because it simplifies the way that things are going to start going out. Like, they're probably doing the editing, some of the digital stuff, like flyers and Canva and stuff like that. So yeah, it takes a lot of time and stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
And
thank you.
What
did you say?
I was telling them congratulations. They said they
Oh
did.
yeah. Yes, definitely. Okay, one more question.
Sure.
I would love to know, when you first started posting online and social media, was there a post or topic that really popped off or took off the conversation? Like one that was really a rocket ship that just worked for you?
I think talking about prevention helps a lot with me in terms of my massage page. I'm not talking about my coaching page, but in my massage page, every time I seem to talk about how to prevent anything, I usually get a lot of, like, feedback or people booking when it comes down to that. And then I would say just talking about what I specialize in, because I do it in the most authentic way. Like, I love to talk about neck and shoulder. That's why it's been the example for this entire call. But I love working on anything like in the head, neck, shoulders, and upper back. I literally have a service that is created for that, so I can stay in my lane and I can pop off, right? So when I'm selling that service, I'm usually in my most natural state. So I think that resonates with my ideal client, because I'm coming off authentic and confident in my messaging. So my educating, my selling, all of that is just, it just feels like it's meant for the client to hear.
Yes. So that's another thing that I definitely feel like I've heard feedback on is, you know, people, they're afraid to do videos of them talking, or even of them doing massage sometimes because they feel like they need to be like, you know, professional makeup,
Yeah.
hair, all that kind of stuff. And it's something that I really like to kind of a myth, you know, to
Yeah.
debunk. Yeah, that where you just being yourself, whatever that is, you know, is going to be the most effective way for you to get the right clients for you because you know, if you get clients that expect something that is not actually you,
Yeah.
you're not going to be a fit. So I'm like, you know, at first I felt that way too when I started doing videos and then I was like, I'm never actually going to do this because I actually barely ever wear makeup and I don't want to have to be responsible for that.
Yeah.
So either they're going to like me the way I am or they're just not going to like me and that's okay, you know.
Yeah.
How about you when you do videos? Are you just, you know,
I,
they're not having to be perfect?
I would say in my first practice, I felt like I could only create content if I had on like if I was done up, if you
Yeah.
would, like not to the point where I don't like wear makeup, but like I had to have my hair a certain way, I had to dress a certain type of way, and sometimes I still feel like that now. Like if I don't feel it, I won't be authentic. But I just remember this one time I was just getting started in my first practice and I had all this like curated content and I was talking about that I do sports massage and all that. And I had a lady, like she was an ideal client, but like I was still like overcoming fears and stuff like that. It's so funny now. But she came in, she looked around, she was looking for the room to look like how it looked in the video. But I had it like so curated, you know what I'm saying, to make it look a certain type of way, and I could just read the room. She didn't speak it, but I was just like, oh, she's subtly disappointed because she did what she was expecting from the video. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
now it's just like, look, it is what it is. Like I'm gonna get up here, I'm gonna tell you that I stutter. Like I like my hair is just not gonna always be popping. So I just have to just stay within like what is natural to us. But one of my first clients that I did with social media management, she was very camera shy. She didn't want to talk on camera. She hardly wanted to show her face on camera. But I kind of had to say, we're gonna have to do that at least, you know. But she never talked. So we did a lot of B-roll content. We did a lot of photos, and we did a brand shoot for her, so she could show up authentic, but not have to like fake it. Because like you don't have to switch, you don't have to be professional, you don't have to code switch when you're trying to show up online. Like if you're not ready to talk, you don't have to. I have people who do the green screen, I have people who do voiceovers, and then I have people who never ever talk in their social media content. And so it's just about knowing how to show up in a way that you are ready at the moment in time while still getting the message across. That's what I like. We have to start with the messaging. So if you're not going to speak it, we're going to have to type it in Canva. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love that so much. Just my final, I love that. Maybe we'll
Yeah.
see. um, okay, I think that's what we have for today. So thank you again, Journey. I just can't thank you enough. I feel like this has been such a valuable conversation. You know, you clearly have so many skills and so much knowledge in the business space. So I encourage people to follow Journey and work with Journey as well. Like, I would love to hear a little bit about, if you don't mind, just a quick overview of how people can work with you as well.
So right now I am helping people with a 4-week challenge. I'm helping you with your brand presence and your brand. So this is going to allow you to be able to make your feed a lot more inviting, whether this is Facebook or Instagram, by way of like infusing like your brand colors, more of a theme. And so when people see you, it's easy to identify like who you are as they're scrolling. And then also with your brand messaging. So we've been talking about like how to nail your ideal client, but throughout this challenge, to help you speak directly to them. A lot of times people are stuck with the what to say part in their content. They have the videos, they have the brand shoot, but they're stuck on what to say and how to apply that. So that way they can convert more of their followers into clients. And so that's what we are going to be working on, making your presence a lot more refined and making your messaging be a lot more clear so it speaks to your ideal client and they feel compelled to want to move forward and book with you. So I'm going to have fun with that. Outside of that, you can always work with me one-to-one if you feel as if you want something that's going to be more practical and ideal and customized to you. I typically do a lot of one-to-one clients at the moment in time. So yeah, just whatever it is you need.
Awesome. And the best way to reach out to you is on your Instagram?
Instagram is usually where I'm hanging out at. I do have a Facebook page, Journey, with 2 E's, because Facebook thinks that Journey is a fake name. Okay, so I'm Journey Stokes on both pages, but is Journey with 2 E's on Facebook. But you will mostly get a quicker response from me on Instagram, just to be honest. And I do have a YouTube page that I post free content to. I just started that, so I would love some love over there. And that will be linked in the description as well.
Yeah, awesome. I'm actually linking your YouTube right now, but I put the wrong link in there, so I'm going to do that. There we go. I'm doing it. It's going in right now. There you go. That's how you find Journey on YouTube, and I'll pop in the Instagram as well.
Nice.
Yeah, because you guys have to go connect. Okay, there we go. Now you've got the links, and I'll put other links in the description of the video. I know we talked about a persona map, and I can link any of your programs or anything like that there also, so that people can find those later on. So if you don't see something you're looking for now, leave a comment for what you want to see. I'll make sure it gets linked in the description of the video and on YouTube and all the places that you're watching. And then that way you have no problem finding Journey later. And if you think of any burning questions later on, please reach out, DM us, DM one of us, and we'll make sure we get back to you with all the help that you need. Okay, and with that, sorry.
You're good.
With that, I'll go ahead and wrap us up. So again, Journey Stokes LMT on Instagram. I put that in the chat. I put Journey's YouTube link into the chat. And again, thank you so much for being here, Journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're watching us on Instagram, I also always post these event info on Instagram and Facebook as well. So you should be able to find it anywhere. But if you're wondering, you can always send me a DM about when the next one's going to be, typically once a month. The next one will be on April 2nd. I'm talking with Amanda Carey about how to market with integrity. So a little bit more on the marketing topic from another expert in our community. So I'm excited to bring that to you. And eventually we'll have a little bit of a talk on financials and also taxes coming up in the next couple months. So fun stuff. I'm Julie Campbell again with the Business of Massage. I'll link all my info in the description. It's all in my bios as well. So feel free to reach out to me anytime. And if there's something you'd like to see on the channel or someone you'd like for me to speak with, I'm always open to ideas. So please send those my way. With that, I will let you all get on with your day. Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate you and have a great day.
Bye.